Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathen nations, that look like those heathen nations. And to the few Akwaf that be listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. As a matter of fact, this man right here on the screen, George Galloway, I do believe to be one of those speckled birds, one of those Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathen. And the reason I say that is because of his spirit. And he's got way too much swag. Edomite men just don't behave in the manner that he does. Neither do they have the salt that he does. But, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. But what you really need to do is that the Moats is the mother of all talk shows. And in my opinion, this is the best talk show out there. He usually goes for about 2 hours and this is episode 390. And he has a ton of guests, and then he takes phone calls at the end, like the last half hour or so. And there was some really good speakers and information that came out in this particular one. And it's not looking good for the land of Israel. It's not looking good for for what's happening in Western Asia at all. And it's all leading up to a clash, just like we've been telling you. And with Trump wanting to end these wars before he gets in office, I don't think that that's in the best interest of Bibi Milikowski, known as Netanyahu, because of the legal issues that he would have to face if these wars were to stop. So he's literally at war with all of his neighbors, and he's losing horrifically to the Lebanese. All right, which is bringing scripture to pass. So without any further ado, I'm gonna play. We're in the 18th minute. We're at 17:57 second mark. So I'm gonna let this play into about the 24-minute mark. So we're gonna let him speak for about 6 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring out some scripture. All right, because what's happening is it's being proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the people in the land of Israel are not the Israelites, but they are the Hebrew Edomites, which are wreaking havoc in that land and every place where they are, for that matter. They don't match up to the prophecies of the people of the Lord. However, they do match up to the prophecies of Edom, who has stolen the land and claiming the heritage of the Israelites. All right, just as it's prophesied that Edom would take the ancient high places, and the highest place on the earth is the land of Israel. And they've taken that. Esau, Edom has fulfilled that prophecy. Remember, the Bible clearly tells you that Yahweh Shai, who the world fraudulently and falsely calls Jesus Christ, is coming back to a world that's ruled by the Edomites. And even many biblical theologians and apologists and all these people are now not denying that Edom is still here. And now they're trying to, so instead of the lie that was taught among them that Edom was done away with, is too much evidence to prove that Edom is the ruling class people in the earth. And but now they're trying to say that their argument now is that Edom can too receive salvation, which is yet another lie. So, their lies are not working anymore. They've been exposed. So without any further ado, George Galloway. Let me turn the sound up, and here we go.
Lebanon. Not self-defense, no other
explanation. Leave the fucking sound alone. Somebody always comes.
It's flatly illegal to be bombing an Arab capital day after day, night after night, killing civilians, collapsing huge residential apartment blocks.
Now, if any other people were doing that, just have this, any other group of people were doing that, United Nations would be against them 100%, and would attack those people. And as he called Bibi a wild dog, a rabid dog that's on the loose, well, he's right. That's definitely Idumi Caleb.
And claiming that you were aiming for one guy in the middle of that apartment block. Even if we could believe you, that would constitute a war crime of a very serious character. And all these journalists shilling for it, foreign journalists as well as Israeli journalists, should know that Streicher was hanged at Nuremberg for being the mouthpiece of war crimes. These British, American, and other foreign journalists who are constantly propagandizing for flatly illegal acts by the Israeli gang are themselves open to prosecution, at least in any sane world, which might or might not emerge anytime soon. But the Lebanese resistance is taking such a toll on the invading Israeli army that they have already declared they're going to pull out within a week. We'll be talking to Gadi Francis in a minute. Or
you see, the Israelis really aren't built for battle. All right, they're very good at smashing women and children, defenseless people who really don't have the ability to fight back. But battle against soldiers that can actually shoot, fight back, and go hand to hand with them, they're not really prepared for that. And Krav Maga is a very weak art, by the way. All right, there's a reason why you don't see it in the combat world. It works. I guess it works well on old people, little children, and things of that nature.
Or two about that. Some invasion. They haven't got 2 kilometers into the country and they've announced that they are leaving already, which is of a piece. They're good at murdering women and children in apartment blocks from the sky. Not so good at fighting man to man against people defending their own country in the Lebanese resistance.
That's being proven.
And so their withdrawal, if it happens, will be another huge victory for the Lebanese resistance. And though much ink will be expended by the Western media to cover for it, it will represent a new balance of power in the north of occupied Palestine, in the south of Lebanon. But it's not just the Lebanese resistance, the Iraqi resistance, the Yemeni resistance, even the now Saudi Arabian resistance have launched weaponry against the Netanyahu settler state. A Shiite group, I presume, in the east of Saudi Arabia have announced that they have joined the axis of resistance and have begun firing rockets at Israel. This is getting out of hand, as any fool, anyone who genuinely thought themselves a friend of Israel would already have recognized. Israel cannot fight all of its neighbors, let alone all of them at the same time. And they definitely can't fight Iran, both because Iran is enormously powerful militarily, is cohesive socially, is massive population-wise, is rich and getting richer, but because its special relationship with Russia and China make it inviolable to a full-scale American attack. In any case, Iran could stop the oil trade just like that, could block the Straits of Hormuz. The Yemenis can block the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. Then you won't be able to get petrol for $100 a gallon if you could get it at all. Iran can destroy the oil and gas facilities of America's allies in the region if they were to in any way, passively or actively, assist the attack upon Iran. So
what you're saying is that the Israelis have put their allies in a position where they're in danger. and put American allies in danger. And we're watching the prophecy of 2nd Ezra 15 of the dragons of Arabia. Let's get to that. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 28. Behold, in horrible vision, an appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmenians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join the battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. It's getting ready to go down in Western Asia, man. And these Israelis are not going to win. They're going, which proves that they are not the people of the Lord. The people of the Lord will not be able to be defeated. All right. And they will be dwelling in peace and safety alone. And there will be no more apparatuses of weapons for war. Let's continue. And then the dragons of shall have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power, and persecute them. So this is how you know that the Israelites are not there, because this is happening now. This doesn't happen after the Israelites go home. This happens before. This is the event that leads to the Israelites going home. The destruction of Israel and the destruction of the Edomites that are there. All right. That land has to be wiped clean. And all right, it says, then these shall be trouble bled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. All right, so this is not looking good, man, for them. Looking very good for us. And now you can begin to see how it says, and the nations shall hate the whore, because the Israelis are able to do this because of the Americans. Point blank, period. If this was being done anywhere else, they would have sent in an American or the UN military and already annihilated and wiped them out. But since it's the Israelis doing this, all right, being the bully, being the murderer, being the aggressor, being the land grabber, but yet screaming victim, the whole time via the media. Okay. And like it told you in Deuteronomy, let's grab it real quick. Deuteronomy 33 and 28. Then shall Israel dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also the heavens shall drop down dew. All right. So when Israel goes home, there will be no more wars. It talks about, all the weapons are going to get gathered up and burned and destroyed, man. And then, if we play this video a little bit more, he talks about Russia and China being a guard unto Iran, man. That's Ezekiel the 38th chapter, man. And like I've told you, it's Ezekiel the 36th chapter tells you that Esau, Edom, has stolen the land of Israel and claimed it to be their own. Ezekiel the 37th chapter tells you about the awakening of the 12 tribes and the stick, which is where we get the 12 tribe sign, both the northern and southern kingdom. All right. That prophecy was fulfilled. No one else has done it until it was done. All right. By the one Westers. And then all of a sudden everybody got a problem with it. All right. It didn't say that it was going to be done twice. So the fact that it was done was the fulfilling of the prophecy. End of it. There's no argument. Shut up. Right. And then Ezekiel the 38th chapter, after the awakening, the destruction of Israel, the destruction of the West, the destruction of Esau, Edom. All right. And then what? And then what happens after that? The New Jerusalem coming down, and the Lord establishes the house of David over all the earth and all people. And then there will be peace on earth after everyone gets put under subjection. Everyone pays their will bend the knee and become what's the word that I'm looking for? Vassal states to the Israelites. and learn the knowledge of the Lord. All right. King David sitting on the throne, second in command under Yahweh Shai, who's going to set up the kingdom of heaven here on earth. That's what it is. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Then I'm going to jump the video up to about the 140, about an hour and 41 minutes in. So let's, Jeremiah 16, 17. It says, for my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. See, Ezekiel 36, those Edomites have defiled the land of Israel, Pink City, kosher pork. All right. I was just out in Highland Park with some very rich Jewish people, and they ordered Hawaiian pizza with ham on it for the little children. All right. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, and things wherein there is no profit. Everyone's going to be forced to admit that we are the Israelite, just like Josh is. And I found this on accident. I was looking for something else. There's so much in this 2-hour video, and just stumbled across this while looking for something else. So that's the 104. Go right to the hour and 41 minute as he takes this phone call from Josh, Jewish Josh from California. And he's going to break down what his understanding of what being Semitic is now. So listen closely to what he says.
A pincer movement of pro-Zionist evangelicals in the United States and in Britain, a wish to create for themselves a little loyal Jewish Ulster, in the words of the Foreign Secretary at that time, for their own imperial interests. And paragraph 2 of the Balfour Declaration, which says nothing should be done that will prejudice the existing interests, the interests of the...
Now, the Balfour Declaration is not biblical. Not in the sense it's not part of prophecy of the Israelites returning. But you can connect the Balfour Declaration to Ezekiel 36, 2 and 5. Aha! Aha! Even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Existing non-Jewish populations, that was all just faff. So the hostility of the British to the Russians long predates Lord Balfour, long predates Putin, long predates the Bolsheviks, long predates the October Revolution, goes back into the middle, at least, of the 19th century. There's a peculiarly British hatred for Russia, which has never gone away, whatever kind of government Russia had. But interesting, Rashi, an interesting set of propositions there. Appreciate it. Let's stay in California, where Josh has an alternative to Zionism.
Let's go, Josh.
Josh, go ahead.
Hi, George. So,
Hi.
having been raised a Reformed Jew in a part of Southern California that I refer to as deep Southern California, the Inland Empire, which is rife with white supremacy, the problems affecting Semitic people has long been a focus of mine. And as my understanding of white supremacy and fascism and my understanding of what it means to be Semitic evolved throughout my life, I began to...
So he said it evolved throughout his life, which means it's something different from what he was told, what he believed, or what he thought. All right? Or all three.
Really understand that the solution to the problem of Zionism really must include something that is fundamental to Jewish politics, which is...
And when he gives the breakdown, just prepare yourself. George Galloway is going to talk right around that point and start talking, he's going to address it, but talk around it and skip the whole part about, well, you'll see.
The safety of Jewish people. And again, as my understanding of Semitism, who and what it means to be Semitic evolved, I began to understand that the true safety and the true appropriate place for Jewish people exists in the United States, in the South and in the West.
Now, why did he say in the South and in the West? Pay close attention.
Are the places where Semitic people, and by Semitic people, I don't simply mean Jewish people. I mean Jews, Arabs, and Trans-African people.
Trans-African people. The transatlantic slave trade. They are very well aware that the house of Judah that were refugees in West Africa, not from West Africa, all right? They were from, you heard the term Black Asiatic man. They came from Western Asia, where Israel sits, and fled into West Africa and settled along those West African countries. And the Hamitic African people had disdain for the other dark-fleshed Israelites that were there.
Which is how I refer to African Americans, because I think it's a much more accurate term. The shelter, which Mahse is...
So he made it clear. He called them trans-Africans, but he also mentioned that that's the safety of Jewish people. All right? Because he's come to that understanding. To deny that is to deny the nose on your face, the lips on your face. The evidence is overwhelming, and they try to overlook it and dismiss it. And there's history that matches with this prophecy. And then they try to use wordplay. Right? I've often used the fact that you can read the Harry Potter book and you can break down every character and who they are and their lineage to whatever house they came from, Slytherin or whatever the houses were called. All right, but then when it comes to the Bible, you get all confused and can't keep up with who's who and which is all a bunch of bullshit. All right, Deuteronomy 28:68. It reads, "And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." So you would go into slavery again. Egypt meaning house of bondage. All right, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. They would never see the land of Israel again. They were going into slavery, into the house of bondage with ship. Now Jewish people were the shipowners. Fact. That's not anti any goddamn thing. It's fact. It's historical, undeniable facts. All right? And they hate it when you talk about it and bring it out. All right, or they start talking about the H thing. That they start hiding behind the H situation. All right, bringing up 6 million. Well, we're talking about hundreds of millions that died on the way here. All right, over 100 million, and not to mention the almost 500 million that died here in the Americas in the taking of it, who are also Israelites, the Northern Kingdom. All right, and it says, "And there you shall be sold unto your enemy." So it said you would be sold. And for a bondman, a slave man, and a bondwoman, a slave woman, and no one shall buy you. They say, see, you never got bought. How stupid are you? All right. Buy means redeem. No one will redeem you. And then you already read that you would be sold. How you going to be sold but no one bought you? You got sold. So they try to use wordplay to duck and dodge the prophecy. You jump up to 64, Deuteronomy 28:64, and it says, "And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth to the other." So how did you get scattered among all people if you didn't get sold into slavery? playing semantics, these people. All right. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even of wood and stone. So you worship the rock, the square rock that's in Mecca. You worship the wooden cross and the stone cross and the carved images of Cesare Borgia, of a so-called white man that they used as a fraudulent image for the Lord. All right, some of you even worship Buddhas carved out of stone or made of gold and metal. All right, but that is the Israelites. So that was pretty much the meat of it. There's a couple more things within this video that I actually would like to find, and maybe I'll do another part if I can find this Iranian professor that speaks and pretty much solidifies that, the Israelis are going to lose and be annihilated by the dragons of Arabia. Everyone can see it. It's coming. It's prophecy. Hey, so with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kahakwadash, Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal.